Okay, so I've spent the last few minutes creating some additional tables for the database. Let's go and have a look at the ones I've created. Okay, so we've got employees. That was what we started with in design view. Okay, and we went through that and we looked at each individual field and talked about some validation and data types we could use for these different types of fields. Okay, so that's employees. Next we've got customers, very, very similar. Okay, in fact you can copy and paste the table. You will need to get rid of things, for example like salary, date employee, job title. Okay, but you do want your customers, you won't need the date of birth either, but you do want their title, their first name and their contact details. So really you can just copy and paste that table and remove a few of those fields. One thing I should say quickly, when I was adding the format earlier on to the titles table in the first video, I put the format in wrong. If you look down here, it's open speech mark CUS for customers, close the speech mark, and then the 3 zeros followed. I did it the other way around with the speech mark after and before the 3 zeros. So just to clarify that one and make sure you get that bit right, it's open speech mark and then it's an abbreviation for whichever table, whichever ID you're using, in my case customers. So CUS, close the speech mark and then 3 zeros afterwards. So that's the table customers. I've got a table for sales. Okay, so in design view, we've got the sales ID, which is the auto number. We've got the date of the sale, we've got the time of the sale. These are, the date of the sale is the short date. The time of the sale, that is the short time. I've also got in here the customer ID, a stock ID, a employee ID, and quantity sold. Okay, and they're going to be lookups, and we'll hook those afterwards. I've also created a table for security, so we have a quick look at this one. We're going to password protect our database. So we need a field for the user ID, we need a username field, and we also need a password field. Notice I've put the field size down to 20 for username, and it's text. And for password, the data type is also text, but on the input mask, I've changed that to password. So that way, when users enter their password, we don't actually see the password, we see the asterisk, so it remains secure and private. Next, we've got stock. Okay, this is where I'm going to keep my stock. We have a quick look in design view. We've got the stock ID, a description, a product name, size, colour, quantity in stock, cost price, selling price, and also the supplier ID, so the person who you get that stock from. I've got a suppliers table, so we have a look at design view for that one. Again, a standard contact table really, supplier ID, the supplier company name, then the contact name. Okay. So this is the name of the person that you speak to place your orders if you work for that company. So we'll have their title, their first name, and their surname. Then I put address 1 and address 2, town, city, postcode, telephone number, and email address. Now you're probably noticing that I haven't changed the field sizes and things like that. You do need to do that. I haven't done it for the sake of speed, but you do need to go through and change these. So for example, quick reminder on town, we use the example of that place of that I can't say the name of the station, and we said that was 60 characters, so we could change the field size to 60. And finally the titles table, which you saw me create in the first screencast, just the title ID and the title itself. So these are all the tables I've got in my database. Okay, you're going to need tables similar to mine. So it'd be a good idea if you haven't got any of these tables, okay, to go ahead and create those now.